good, y'all? It's your boy AJ.
It's your boy Nick.
And this Hip Hop Vibes, the podcast. A new little setup.
It's some different shit, bro, but
A whole different setup.
you know the chemistry will shine through.
Right. Now you can actually see our faces instead of just seeing, the logo and shit. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, shit, gotta we do this? All right. First off, just how you been, bro?
Good, man. It's long week though. I'm happy to be here though.
Work being stressful.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. It happens, especially after like the holidays. People all of a sudden they want to get work done now, so it's like okay.
Facts. Feel that.
What about you, man?
Amazon, same shit, different toilet. I just go with emotions, man, at this point.
Yeah. I hear you, bro.
But yeah, dog, it's season 2. The second episode of season 2. Starting up doing videos now.
Yeah.
Making big moves.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, tell them about today's topic, homie.
Today's topic is, I would say, it's a little different from what we usually do. Yeah. Now, we're known to do the lists, like best artists or like album review, whatever. But we're going to talk on a more, a deeper subject. We're going to talk about death in hip hop. And we're going to have a discussion that hopefully is enlightening and just thoughtful, you know what I mean? Just like thinking about a broader, because like I said before, we've done a lot of things with albums or art, talking about artists, but we're talking about something an issue that plagues the hip hop community. And so this will be a special episode. So I'm glad we have a video set up, you know what I mean? Everything's up for this because it's gonna be good.
Hell yeah. It's a lot of rappers that have passed away from who've been murdered or killed. I was looking at the list. I was looking at the list earlier today. It's that is a long ass list.
Yeah, man.
That shit is wild, and they died so young too.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, it's kind of like how they have in for different countries they have average expectancy, like how long do people live in China, how long do people live in the United States or in wherever. It's how long does a rapper live? What's the life expectancy when you become a rapper? You make it when you're 40, 45, because in the United States the data is if you're a male, you make it to 75. That's the average. So you're talking about these rappers that not die at 75. The ones we're gonna talk about are people that die at Tupac, 24.
It's wild. I think the oldest one that passed away, I think that got killed was 36.
Yeah, Young Dolph was 36, and it might be.
Yeah. I think it's another one. It's another one too, but Young Dolph. Actually, I'm glad you brought it up, Young Dolph, since he was the most recent one, the biggest one that passed away, or got killed.
Yeah, man. That one. I don't know. For some reason, it hit me a lot harder than other ones have. And it's I had a long conversation with my wife about this because when it happened, I was really upset about it. And it wasn't I'm a Young Dolph fan, or I've been with him since day one. I've been listening to all his music, because that's not true. Actually, I like his music, but I was never heavy into it. So it wasn't damn, one of my favorite artists is past. But it was more for me, he's and I think it might be me too. As I become more of a music business person, I look at somebody like Young Dolph. The man has a label. He has all these artists signed to him. He's working in the Memphis community. He's employing people. He's an entrepreneur. He's just he's in a way, I view him as a giver. Like he's giving people opportunities. He's sharing his light. Like he had a really, like I said, a really thriving independent label, Paper Route Empire, signed to Empire Entertainment, and like so just to see somebody who like managed to get to this level and be able to create like generational wealth for his kids and get nice enough his grandkids to college and shit. Like all this shit that like coming out of his neighborhood wasn't supposed to do. And it ends up he ends up spending money in his own community at a cookie shop, like giving back to the community. He could be anywhere. He could be in fucking Beverly Hills. He's got Beverly Hills money. He could have been out in LA fucking around. He's back in his own city giving back to people. And then it's just like,
yeah,
fuck. Like that shit really upset me. I was like, over what? Like, what the fuck? Like, it's like, yeah, I don't know. Something about him, man, in particular. I was just like, bro, like, you fucking up like a legacy. You're fucking up all these people's families. Like, yeah, kids. He's 36 years old. He's got kids, got grown kids. Like, it's just like, yeah, man. That's how I felt about it. I was really upset about it, bro. I'll be honest. How did you feel about it?
I pretty much felt the same way. Like you said, I didn't really listen to Young Dolph like that for real. Like I know some songs here and there, like Get Paid and the joint he did with Megan Thee Stallion and stuff like that. But like personally, I didn't listen to him. But anytime like a rapper passes or gets murdered on some shit like that, it's just like why? You know, so whether I listen to him or not, it's just like why, bro? Like
some dumbass shit, man. Like. And then, yeah, the murder part is the part that just like, how do you get over that? Like, it's just,
right.
It's just like, yeah, I mean, what people jealous? Like, I mean, who? Like, there's just no explanation for that. And it's just like, I like the way I listened to the Breakfast Club, and Charlemagne said he was saying like we, and by we he meant like the African American community. Gotta stop killing the people who are here to help us or here to save us. And I was like, wow, that's a really deep way to put it. But I was like, in a way, that's sort of how I felt about him as like a business person. You know, employing people, giving people opportunities, whether like an artist like Key Glock doing collab albums and pushing him up and getting him money, and then in turn helping his children and his like doing all that. It's like he's like here to help. Like he's here helping. Like what the fuck? Like just that makes it worse for me. It's like, damn, man, he was like here in Memphis. Like I said, he could be in LA. He could have left. He could have said, fuck that shit, never going back. And some people do that. And no disrespect to them, but I'm out the hood, not going back. Fuck that. He was posted up. He was there, got charities and shit. Like, yeah, man, that part really just fucked me up, man. I'm like, because it's one thing, you know, you got people that are really selfish. It's just all about them and they don't want to give to anybody else. But like, and you got somebody who's employing other people and helping other people. That part, it's hard for me, man, to understand that shit, bro. It's tragedy, man.
Yeah. And he's just one of the many that's like, you know, been killed. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you got the big ones. You got like, you know, Pac, Biggie, those like the main rappers that everybody talk about as far as like getting killed and murdered and stuff like that. But then you got other people like XXXTentacion. You got Pop Smoke. You got
terrible, man.
You got Bugs and Proof from D12.
XXX was like fucking 18 or some shit. He was like 19
he was 20.
years old. 20. Oh wow, he turned 20. Like
yeah, I think he like just turned 20.
He just turned 20. Like I'm laughing because it's just like, I mean, he's young as shit. You know what I'm saying? What I say, 75 years old is the average expectancy. He didn't even live a third of that. Like, that's fucked up, bro.
Yeah, bro. Then, of course, you got people like Jam Master Jay got killed. It's a lot. I'm looking at this list right now. It's a long ass list.
Dark ass list.
Scott LaRock. Gaddafi from the Outlaws. He got killed maybe like a month after Pac got killed. Social Slim, Mac Dre, Dollar. I don't know if y'all remember Dollar. He had a song with T-Pain. That one song with T-Pain. Who the fuck is that? Yeah. That was like his only hit. Like he was just literally just coming up, and then he got killed off some dumb shit. Yeah. I mean, Nipsey Hussle. Forgot.
That
was another one.
That's another one. I'm gonna say the same shit about him. What is he doing? He's in his neighborhood, giving back. His little strip mall, giving back, getting people educated, getting people jobs and shit. Like that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's that kind of like that makes it even more of a tragedy for me. I mean, not to say that somebody else's murder isn't a tragedy, but just that too was just like, come on, man. Like you're giving so much to other people, and now you're fucking over everybody. Like shit.
Yeah, man. And I was looking at some of these stories too, like some stuff like some was like drug related, some was like over a woman, like a girlfriend, an ex-girlfriend. And it's just like it's stupid shit. Like
I mean, when is it not stupid shit? Like I'm trying to think like, like for real, like what is it like not stupid? Like, okay, this rapper went and killed this other guy's entire family and then he got murdered. Like, nah, usually that's not the story. Usually it's like somebody was jealous or Pac like stomped somebody out at the casino.
Exactly,
shit. Like, let's just go get him. Like, okay, we need to shoot somebody over that. Okay.
Right.
Like, we need to shoot somebody over that. Like, wow. Okay.
That's just wild.
Pop Smoke. He was like, that dude was like 21 years old, bro.
Like yeah, he was 20.
Or some shit.
20. He was 20.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
I think the youngest one on his list is 18. Some dude from England.
Oh wow, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the youngest one. He got stabbed.
Yeah, that's how they do up there. They don't have as many guns, but they got knives.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Shit. That is.
Why? Why does that shit happen? Why is it like we're not talking about rock artists, right? We're talking about rap artists. Like,
exactly.
My question to you is like, why? Like, why is there a giant list of murder victims with a music genre?
Unfortunately, that's just the mindset from back then. Even now, still just the mindset. Like they came from the hood, from the project and shit. That's what they saying. They still carry their mindset even when they're fucking rich and have money. Like at the end of the day, they're just like kids with money. They don't know how to handle this shit. So it's like, so and like they're still involved. Like some of them are still involved in like the hood stuff and all that. You know what I'm saying? And then that's just, like some like Biggie, like they're bettering themselves, and then like he gets gone down on some dumb shit, and we still don't know who did it. And that's the thing about these murders too, bro. Like most of these murders, we don't know who the fuck killed them. Like these niggas are still running the fucking street.
Yeah, if there was some big ass, some white artists, I guarantee we would have cops would have found out some shit like that. You know what I mean? But I was like, oh fuck it, like.
Yeah, it's like the only murders. The only murders that I know for sure that I saw was Pac's, Gaddafi's. He from the Outlaws. Proof.
Proof. Oh,
yeah. When Proof's case is like he shot somebody and somebody shot him. So, but still, it's just awesome, what was the purpose? What was the motive for it? Type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's just murders. You're not even counting like people who die from like drug overdose or just like health issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like
your boy Nate Dogg and DMX.
Nate Dogg, DMX. I think Shot G died from like accidental drug overdose or something like that. I think.
Mac Miller
drug overdose, and then people just had health problems altogether. Like I said, Nate Dogg had well, his was more alcoholic. Like he was alcoholic.
Alcoholism, yeah.
And I think Fred Mac died from like health issues. Black Rob.
I mean, Big Pun too.
Big Pun
had a heart problem. He was young as shit too.
I think he was 26, 27.
Fat Joe had to slim up, bro. He was like, "Yo, I'm not
Yeah,
trying to fucking go like that, bro."
yeah. Well, it kind of sucks because it's like dude was like what over 400 pounds, maybe I think more than that actually.
Yeah,
Might
he
have
was
been
like,
like
well, what's
600
what's
pounds.
the medical term? He was like critically obese. Like he was
Yeah,
obese. Dude was big.
but it's like when you're on the road all the time, it's like you don't have any like healthy places to eat, especially back
No,
then. Especially back then, I don't think there was any like tropical smoothie shits back then,
no.
as far as I know. So like,
Fuck no. And he didn't grow also he didn't grow up eating that shit either. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's like, where do you get the taste for that? Like I'm not trying to eat I'm trying to eat ribs or fucking
right.
whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to eat.
Now at one
So
point
yeah,
he did
man.
lose like 100 pounds, but then he went back on the road and it's like again, what the fuck is what else is he going to eat? Especially if he's up at like
Yeah.
1, 2 in the morning. What's open?
Right.
McDonald's, Burger King. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know,
Right.
so
That's a good point though. Yeah, it's a there's a lot of different when you sign up to be a rapper, you're signing up for a whole bunch of potential issues.
yeah,
Like
bro. Like,
you might get shot. Like you know, imagine someone signing a contract. You might get shot. You have a 1/3 chance of getting shot. You have a 1/3 chance of getting thrown in a federal penitentiary, and you got a
mm-hmm,
1/3 chance of dying of drug overdose. Like you're just
mm-hmm.
like, damn, bro. Like that's the odds are stacked against you.
And if it's not that, it's just a random ass health issue.
Yeah, that's another thing is
Like what's my man's what's the dude from Chocolate Quest? Five Dog.
why fucking diabetes, man.
Yeah,
Diabetes.
was it diabetes? I know something else.
It
It
was
was diabetes. Okay.
diabetes. He
Oh
used to
yeah, you're
drink.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
He had
yeah.
a problem. He used to drink so much Dr Pepper. That was what he always talks about. That he drank so much soda. Like sugar is a drug, people. Sugar is a
It
fucking
is.
drug. Like you think it's not a drug, it is a drug.
Carbs in general.
Shit, bro. Sugar is like the biggest legal drug next to caffeine. But no, that's a good point. And I know in the health, because you know I worked in the health field. I've continued to work in the health field, and looking at that, it's those issues is like those are deep rooted. Like in this country in particular, it's just like you know
Right.
you heard of like food desert? What a food desert is?
Nah. What's that?
A food desert is like a community in an area that like there are a critically low amount of places where you can go get fresh food. Like there's no grocery store within a 2 mile radius. That area is considered a food desert. So just like a desert, there's like no food. It's just like fucking sand. It's like when you grow up in that kind of environment, the kind of food you end up eating is a bunch of bullshit. And then you end up getting these conditions, and then even like you said, you get the money, you're still eating that shit. It doesn't matter. You're still going to eat that shit anyway because
Right.
you that's all you've known because we live in a place where if you want to have healthy food, you have to pay extra. You have to pay extra for that shit.
And that's wild, bro. Like I mean, chicken's like $1, but they get the salads like $7.
Right, right. That's a great point. Yeah, man. They're making a killing off that shit,
Like,
bro.
bro.
It's like yeah, I mean, I've worked in some areas too in the city where it's like, yeah, that's really it. You got America's Best Wings, and then you, she's like, where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? Like, there's
Right.
no. And so you got like Big Pun, like if I grew up in an area where there's like a bodega or whatever, but there's not like a grocery store with healthy food. So that's a whole nother issue. It's like you wonder why people having these other issues of Fife Dog or you know whatever. Like fucking sugar's cheaper than water and shit. You know what I mean? So he's
Facts.
drinking soda. It's you know
That's damn. That's why I didn't even think about that. That's wild. You right.
like sugar water is like the cheapest shit. You know what I mean? The
Damn.
big ass blue thing, like a big blue, whatever it's called. You know what I mean? It's like cheap
Yeah.
as fuck because they keep it that way because it's a drug and they want everyone addicted to that shit. But that's just to give you the health perspective because I you know I've studied that shit and you know I work there, so
Yeah.
it's like that's a whole nother thing. And then I will say too, I actually did some research. Part of my job, I was doing some research for a department within the Department of Health and Human Services,
Mhm.
and actually had me go over a report on African American youth homicide. They wanted me to like research it, so I did like a whole research project on this shit, and I think it's relevant to this show because we're talking about like the likelihood of gun violence happening to specific segments of the population. we talk about people like XXX. I can't never pronounce his last name. How do you? This is I just call it what X. Let's call him X. Like so for him, like he's within that bracket. I was researching. We're talking about numbers that are like 10 times as more likely to die as an African American youth age between 10 and 16 of gun violence. It's 10 times what it is for whites. Wow. Like it's like, well, how do these rappers get caught in this shit? Because they grew up in this fucking shit. Like what? Like so there's a lot of things going against the rapper, and I think most of it has to do with the general society that we're in, and that not valuing Black and brown lives, and just kind of just like, oh, gives a fuck. Like that's kind of the approach.
Yeah, who cares? Unfortunately. That's America for you, though.
Like, yep, my least favorite part about the country.
Right. As long as they get their money, they don't give a fuck. You can rap about gun violence and all this shit all you want. Don't talk about rape, though. Don't talk about the Jews.
Don't talk about rape.
Don't talk about that.
Don't talk about that. Right.
But gun violence.
Right. Right.
Good.
Right.
Death row, baby. Death row.
Right. So fucked up, and I also think we should also mention there's people that think, oh, well, like, their lyrics are violent. So, okay, they got killed. Like, well, what is it? The fuck does it have to do with their lyrics? Like, right. He got murdered because he, like, aren't you a human being? Like, don't you say ridiculous shit sometimes? Like, I'm gonna fucking kill my boss one day. You just might say that shit, but it's like, did you
You're not gonna do it.
Oh, so when you got murdered, you deserve that because, he's a gangbanger, so he got killed, and like that's like just or some shit. Like, no, dumbass. Like, no, like their lyrics is entertainment, and your son loves the shit. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? So I think that's something else. That's something else to
like,
say.
I don't see I don't see nobody boycotting like Saw and shit like that.
Right.
As gruesome as that shit is.
Torture movie. That's torture movie.
Like, bro, nobody talk about that shit as far as I know.
No, they still.
Y'all quit to talk about rap song though.
Right.
And then all these fucking like mass shootings. Like, ain't no rapper rapping about that. I think Eminem's probably the only one. He's probably the only one. But still, like, ain't no. I'm pretty sure they weren't to listen to no rap songs right before they did that mass shooting at those schools and all the other bullshit. Like, I'm pretty sure they're not.
Yeah, and if they are, they got a lot of other issues.
Exactly.
I grew up with some people, and one person in particular turned out to be that kind of crazy person. And
shit.
And you know what? That person, there's a lot of things that were happening with that person. Let's just put it that way. You can't blame it on hip hop. Don't blame shit on hip hop. Don't blame it on hip hop.
See,
don't do that shit.
This is why I become friends with everybody, every single person, even the quiet one.
You never know.
Right. You send me a text. Don't come to class today. Say less. Right. I'll text my people, but hey, do not go to class, my nigga. Do not.
Real shit though.
Right. That's real though.
And nobody, right, you said nobody's was talking about the mass shootings. We're talking about hip hop music. Like, get the fuck out of here. You're talking about something that's like, for me, that's like Fox News and shit like that. That's just easy. It's
those
easy
are main ones.
To talk about that. It's easy. It's like, oh yeah, we pretty much. I'll just be totally blunt with you. Oh yeah, we hate black people. Yeah, let's just blame it on black people. Yeah, that's how I see that. It's just like, oh yeah, that's an easy target. We don't want to think about our kids, who white kids who might go and shoot up the school. We don't want to talk about that. We don't want to think about that. But it's like hip hop's a problem. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. The fuck.
No, I did see a story. I read this like a couple years ago. So somebody like he listened to Bone Thugs like 45 minutes before he like killed two people or some shit, or after. It was one of those two.
Yeah, man. I mean, I hear you.
But that's one story out of like.
And then again, is that so? Bone Thugs is to blame. We gotta lock somebody up. Like, no.
Exactly right.
I'm not saying that lyrics don't matter, and even for me, like I like a lot of different rap, but I do appreciate lyrical shit. I appreciate shit that's a little more conscious, as we say. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Lyrics do matter. What you say matters, but you can't point fingers and say, Like, it's just too easy. It's like, oh yeah, that's what made him do it. He plays video games. You can see the same thing about the guy who killed his parents or some shit because he played so much Halo. It's like, oh,
Right.
the video game's why he did it. Like, okay.
And Mortal Kombat made him do it.
Right, he beat the shit up.
Get over here.
Right. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Mortal Kombat made him do it. Yep. Real.
But yeah, man, that is like that's some serious shit though. Like, I'm about to count this shit real quick. Hold on. Give me a second. It's a lot of motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah, shit, I'll let you read that shit.
Bro. I don't even
mass grave of fucking rappers.
Bro, that's like a smooth. It's got to be more than 50. Definitely more than 50.
Right, and let's remember those are the notable ones. You know, we don't know shit about all the others.
Exactly.
Like, those are the people that are recognizable. Yeah, I felt bad when
Yeah, that's like a smooth 50.
I felt bad when Tenacion died. Like, I was like, damn, like,
yeah, bro.
Even though I didn't listen to a lot of his music and I've read a lot of things about him that are questionable, but I've read things, we've heard things, but it's like, I was just like, wow, like, he was really, whether or not, yeah, your feelings aside, you can't deny the impact he had on people, and especially on people more his age too. Like, people fucking love him. Like, so I was like, damn, like, I was like, he was about to, like, he was already blowing the fuck up. So he was about to go, like, about to go like pop star shit. He was about to like go. So I was like, damn, and it made me think of Lil Peep too. You remember his ass? Like, I don't actually consider, he's not like too much of a rapper to me. I never really listened to his shit, but he influenced a lot of like, it's kind of like alternatives, like rock rap shit. And again, he was like the same age. I was like, damn, man. Like, he was drug overdose.
Yeah, but he like an overdose.
Yeah, but like, still, I mean, I was just thinking about Tenacion. Like, I was like, damn, man. Like, that. Yeah.
I think what I hated about his death was like, cause you heard about the stories about what he allegedly did. We don't know for sure or not. You know what I'm saying? But like, and then a lot of people were like, he deserved it. I'm like, bruh, like, do you remember where you were when you were 19, 20 years old? This nigga could have grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, the nigga didn't even get a chance to grow up yet. You know what I'm saying? Right. I look at myself and like, where I was like a 19 to 20, all right, I was the shit.
Right. You want to like define yourself by those age, like age, like, yeah. No, we all made mistakes.
And I'm not comparing the two, but imagine like Malcolm X had died at like 20. Remember where he was like 19, 20. He wasn't like the activist he's known for now. Yeah, he was in the streets.
Detroit Red.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, this dude was still young. He still had a chance to grow. He still had a chance to change. If he didn't change, I mean, then that's unfortunate. But I mean, to say he deserved that shit off, it's wild to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's one person that can pass that judgment. That's God. That's not me.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna hear me say that shit.
You
know what I mean? Because I just don't see it, man. Murder as a solution, I don't see it, man.
Right. And I definitely fucked with X heavy. Like, his 17 album got me through some shit. I ain't even gonna hold you.
He has some really good music.
Yeah.
Really good music. Like, you could tell he'd been through some shit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
His music is like, wow. Like, there's some really good shit.
And it's like, bro, like, he went through all this shit at that young of an age. It's like
his mom was like, he was pretty much like couch surfing from like birth. Like, his mom wasn't even lay around. Like,
right.
It's like, okay, like, yeah, I have a lot of compassion for someone like that. You imagine, like, you have no father, no mother, like, you know what I'm saying? He was friends with his mom. I think he was like friendly with his mom, but
it's like they cool.
but he's like, yeah, you cool with your mom? Like, yeah, you might be, but she was your mom first. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like he didn't have any parent. Like, okay, so who was guiding him? Like, probably the fucking streets. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? So it's like, yeah, that's another one. It's like, okay, you I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not true. That sounds really horrible what I heard, but okay, like still, we're talking about somebody who's still creating music that that's resonating with you, that's helping you, that's healing you, and then healing like millions of people, so many people that love his music. So you can say both. You can say he's a terrible person. You can also say he's a great person. It
Mm-hmm.
depends on how you look at it.
Right.
You can't separate the two though. He was inspiring lots of people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's
Exactly.
kind of like the Bill Cosby shit. You know what I mean? Like Dave Chappelle was saying. What did he say? What was his, in the stand up? It was, oh yeah, he rapes, he saves. You remember that
He
one?
rapes,
Yeah,
but he
he rapes.
saves.
Exactly.
He
It's
saves
like,
more than he rapes.
hey, and you depending on who you ask, like that's how XXS might be remembered. Like, yeah, he might have done that shit, but he also got me through. Like you said, you got you through some tough times. Like, what are you gonna say about that? That's some real shit though. That's some real shit. I like that stand up because that's some real shit though. It's like we want to look at it one side, like, oh yeah, he's bad. Oh no, he's good. Like, bro, he's both. He's a fucking person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but still, that whole Bill Cosby, that's a little different though. But I get what you're saying though. I get what you're saying.
yeah, oh yeah. Well, no, just yeah, I agree. And what ways are you saying it's different? Just because why? I'm curious. Why you say that?
It's because like his shit has been proven that he actually did that shit compared to like, yeah.
It's a good point. That's a really good point.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying though. Like, yeah.
No, I hear what you're saying too. Though there's a big difference between an allegation and an actual proven. Yes,
right.
Completely different. That's a good point.
Yeah. I was like, but I get you.
Yeah, you get me. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
I was like, yeah. Yeah, we need more dope discussions like this. Season 2. Yeah.
We got a lot on the way.
Hell yeah. Oh, real quick. Off topic. I just got this new vinyl though.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. I still got him to join up.
That's one of like the most cohesive rap albums of all time. Like, that shit is like, it's just like,
you play that shit almost all the way through. Damn near all the way through.
Oh, I do. So many of them.
Yeah, I think,
you know,
finally got me East Coast vinyl.
Yeah, it took you a minute, right? You got West Coast everything, yo.
If y'all can see, I got mostly like West Coast shit.
Yeah, you got Midwest. You got West.
Yeah, I got Midwest. I got Midwest. Well, technically, I got down south. I got TLC, but everything else is West Coast. Chronic.
Are they from ATL?
Yeah, they're from Atlanta. But yeah,
that's a good. Oh, hey, well, look right there, bro. Prodigy, right there. We talk about that. It's 40. He was like 42.
Yeah.
Like, and he had sickle cell anemia. So there was some other issues.
Yeah,
there,
again,
but
health issues. Like
right, you know, for real.
Yeah.
That actually specifically, sickle cell anemia is a trait that comes from Africa too. So it's like actually something that, like, I don't know if it's treatable. I'm not sure. I knew there was a girl in my school who was. She like moved. She moved down south because Boston's so fucking cold. She was like, it's like being up north and being in the cold was really bad for her or some shit. So she left. But yeah, there you go. That's another one.
Yeah. So many. Juice WRLD.
Oh yeah, that's enough.
That's another. Pimp C. Now we're talking about like drug overdose now, like Pimp C, DJ Screw, ASAP Yams. You said Mac Miller earlier. Like, it's just wild.
Yeah, man. And I don't know. Maybe I'm full of shit because I haven't done the research on this, but some of these rock stars, you see them living like they be living long lives. I'm like these motherfuckers been on like all the same drugs. Like how did they like
I
not
don't
be
know. Right.
like you
That's a
know what
good
I'm
point.
saying? Like it might not be true because I know in back in like my dad was up as a rock musician. Like my dad's older, so he was in like the 60s and 70s and shit. I mean, they're doing all kinds of drugs, but
Right.
like for some reason, like so people were dying and shit. Um, but yeah, it's like Juice WRLD was like 19. He's like
Yeah.
fucking like 20 or something. Like he was super young.
So yeah. But yeah, I think most rock stars they all die. Most of them die for like overdoses. None of well, I ain't gonna say none of them. Like a small percentage for like murders. Like only one I can think of off the top of my head is what John Lennon from the Beatles.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He got killed by a fan, like arranged fan or some shit like that. And then everybody else I could think of were like drug overdoses or like suicide.
Right. Kurt Cobain and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, Kurt Cobain. My man's from Linkin Park. I can't think of his name.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, that was another one too. Yeah. I need their vinyls too.
I really like their fucking music. Well, like that was actually the first album I ever bought was literally Linkin Park. Like it was like one? The first one. It was Meteora, dog.
Oh, okay.
Meteora. Yeah, I remember. I remember getting it, saving up, and I got it, and I went in my basement and played this shit.
Hey, which one, Meteora or Hybrid Theory?
I said Meteora. That was.
No, I'm saying like, which one do you like better between the two?
Man, I don't. They're both. I think they're both really solid. I probably would say like Hybrid Theory, but I don't know. Honestly, I haven't listened to them side by side for a minute, so I would. I don't know. I'm not sure. They're both really solid though.
Yeah, I said Meteor, but like that much though. Because like you said, they both solid projects.
Yeah, man. They were really fucking good at what they did.
Facts.
I'm trying to think of other artists. But I told you Huey.
Oh yeah,
Pop Lock and Drop. He got killed in 2019.
Yeah, I do remember hearing that. I was like, I see it is on the list. Hey, what's man? Big World Fresh. Soulja Slim.
I got a random other one. I was listening to a whole bunch of New Orleans bounce music, and at that time there was one like real young female rapper by the name of Magnolia Shardy.
I did hear about her. She's on there too. Yeah,
she got I was just listening to her shit. Like it was like what's the name of the song? I think it was like going monkey on the dick or some shit. Like it was some wild shit. Like you think like music's ratchet now? Like no, that shit was ratchet. And I was like, damn. Like she was like 12 when she did that shit. I was like, damn. But yeah, she got later on in her life. No, she didn't pass away when she was 12, thank God. But later on. But
she was like I think 26,
like 20 or something. Someone like 20. Somebody shot her car up like 100 times. Some ridiculous shit.
It says she got hit with 26 bullets.
26. It was just like a mafioso murder or some shit.
Like wow.
And that's another thing I think too is like just the availability of guns have so much to do with it as well.
That's it.
That you grow up in an area, and it's not just the United States. There's a whole bunch of places like Brazil and shit. I know people who grew up in Brazil. It's like the same shit, just guns everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's like you grow up with that. It's like, and you wonder why. Like even artists now, like some of the Atlanta rappers I can think of, like whether it's Future or Young Thug, like they're still strapped like at all times. Like it's not safe just because they're rich. It's not safe though. It's not safe for them because like this is my point to my wife. I was saying like when I was talking about Young Dolph, you think about like let's talk about some other rich people like fucking Bill Gates or Donald Trump. Okay, the two of them, they grew up very comfortable. They were wealthy. They got big advances to start their business from their family. Trump got $1 million. I think Gates got almost near $1 million too, right? Mm-hmm. And then so like, what's my point? I'm losing my point now. So they got that money and they were able to easily become extra rich, right? But then you have people like Young Dolph. What did he have to do to get rich? What did he have to give up to get rich? Like, what were his opportunities? He had to give up his fucking life to be rich. Like, literally, you got other people who don't have to make those kind of sacrifices. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you have other people that it's just easier because they don't grow up in an environment where people have guns, people getting shot at, people are in gangs. Like, so that's like when I look at that, I'm like, in a way, like Young Dolph is worth like 10 Bill Gates because each dollar was harder to earn. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I look at that as even more of a tragedy too, because like, why is it that for him to have an opportunity, for him to get a job, and that's true for any hood, whether you're in Southeast DC, wherever you are, it's like, there's no job for you. You want to be rich? Well, you got to hustle. That's it. Like, that's it. So, and then you hustle, and then you got there's gangs and shit like that. So it's like the whole system's is set up so no, you don't get rich. And so when a Young Dolph happens, that's like a fucking miracle. Like, that's some crazy shit. That's like a miracle. And so for that to get, to get extinguished, that flame is like, that's a tragedy to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Like, we're almost like what? Like, we talked about this last episode. We're almost like what, 50 years now in hip hop.
Yeah, 50 years. Yeah, man.
Like, all these deaths between violence, drugs, health issues, and then like other stuff. Like, it's wild.
You think it's getting worse?
I don't know if I would say worse. It's low-key kind of about the same. Hold on.
That's fair. I actually agree with you on that.
Yeah, it's about the same, honestly. Cause shit like this been going on since the 80s. Since like the late 80s.
Right. So I was like,
it's kind of wild. It's actually kind of wild because it's like once gangster rap started, that's when all this shit started really happening for real. At least the ones that are like documented.
Right. I mean, that makes sense though, because like, if the gangsters are the ones rapping, then those are the people who are going to be losing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
if like, like you said, like, and even then, like, even in the early 2000s, like, gangster rap, 50 Cent, you know what I mean? Like, all that shit. Like, it's been like a thing where, like, if it was like 100 rappers, you're right. You start off in the 80s, maybe there's like 5 gangsters, like 5 active, like, dudes who are like street dudes. But as you go up through the years, you get into the 90s, it's like you're looking at Hov, you're looking at whoever. You got people who were in the street or still in the street now making up like 2/3 of the rappers. Exactly. So like, it's like, okay, so now we're seeing more murders and we're, like that makes sense to me. It's like 2/3 of them are like from the street, then some of that shit follows. And I hope, like, I was listening to Kanye the other day and I was like thinking about how for him to be on Rockefeller, like he definitely stood out as like the backpack rapper. He was like he wasn't from the hood. He had like a pink polo on and shit. Like, you know what I mean? He was like, and how he stood out from all the other ones who were all gangster. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I hope that hip hop can diversify. We can have gangster shit. We can have not gangster shit. We can have a variety of shit. And you just stop the violence, man. You don't need this shit in the music. We don't fucking need it. Like DaBaby was very close to being one. Like, he was within inches of becoming another name. You know what I mean? Someone running up on him and his daughter, his 2-year-old daughter, like running up on him at a Walmart.
And the people ran up in his crib too.
Yeah, they ran up in his crib. Like, again, like another one. Like,
but his thing is like his was self-defense. It wasn't just like, okay, he wasn't like starting type shit overnight like that.
No, not at all. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to imply that. No. I was saying like, So I was saying like he could have been just another number, another statistic of like another rapper who, like, oh, he got shot outside of Walmart. Like,
right?
How, like, what? Like,
a rapper killed in Walmart. Like,
trying to get diapers for his daughter. It's like, go get him. Like, damn. You can be gangster, but god damn, no heart.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Hopefully shit can change. Like I will say, like once like Kanye came in the picture and like rap started to kind of like take a turn from like the gangster shit. Like it was more about like that's when the snap music started coming out, and then like Soulja Boy came out. Even though he's like hood as well, but like he was making like a whole bunch of like dance shit, twerk shit. So like so like once that Eric Carter came out, I was like, okay, it seems a little safer commercially.
Yeah,
I mean, it still does going on, of course, but like yeah.
No, for sure. That's a great point.
Right. And of course, I'm not saying we should stop gangster rap at all, because like that's just people tearing their shoes, telling their stories. You know what I'm saying? And like,
yeah, it's important.
It's music, but it's a story. Like it's just like watching a movie. The whole movie is a story.
Right.
Fucking like horror movies, it's like all one big story. Not every.
Right.
Well, I ain't gonna say nobody, but not everybody's going out here doing that, doing like Saw shit or like Final Destination shit. It could happen, but it's just a story. It's just somebody made up.
It's a story. Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
Or somebody just saw and just like wrote down.
Yeah. Right. No, I saw that. I know what you mean. Like the way I interpret what you're saying, it's like you said, story. I say entertainment. It's entertainment, motherfuckers. Like it's the same thing. Like a story, like a movie, like just like people like the mafia movies. Like what's that shit about? That's real shit. Those people lived in my mother's neighborhood. She grew up around motherfuckers who would do that shit, and like so it's like it's real shit. Like but it's a story, but it's also entertainment. So it's like no, I hear what you're saying, bro. Like it's a story, and those stories should be told too.
Exactly.
Who's to say freedom of speech? Like who's to say, oh, you can't tell that story? No, man. Yeah. It's a story.
Right. At the end of the day, it's story. It's entertainment. What you used to say? It's only entertainment.
Right. Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this was a good episode. I think this is a good stopping point right here. You any closing remarks?
Stop the violence.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's it. Stop the violence. Keep in the music, man. Like go make the music. Don't do it. Just go make some fucking music. Go make some fucking music, bro.
Make some music, make some money.
Exactly.
Make the money, don't let it make you.
Exactly, man. Take care of your people and shit.
Yeah. But yeah. On that note, I'm your boy AJ.
Your boy Nick.
And this Hip Hop Advisor Podcast. Catch y'all next time.
Peace.
Yeah.